Elizabeth Holm is a great salesperson, right? She's incredible. So what she did, I don't know if many people have been able to pull off what she's done. I say she's learning all the time. I just like calling her she, not it. So she's learning all the time.
Gary, you are quite famous, especially recently. Many IT magazines call you one of the most important IT managers or directors in the world. How did it happen?
Well, I've had great partners like David Yang, and I founded 21 startups. My first startup I founded at 21 years old. And I'm passionate about building companies all around the world. So now I'm in artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence happens to be a technology that really is so broad it covers almost every industry.
Let's start with startups. How many of those startups actually work in Russia or originated in Russia?
I've had companies, I work with Terralink. I founded Tekra, a recruiting company. But Yva, which is one of the top 25 AI companies in the world, is a company I founded with David Yang. I've also founded an investment company, Yva.ai Investments, and I'm the CEO of that company too.
How did you meet David Yang?
So it's serendipity. I met David Yang. I was at Skolkovo School of Management. I was on stage with Guy Kawasaki, and David Yang came in. He's sitting right in the middle, and a friend of mine said, "That's David." He was the president of Abbey, Gregory Lipich. And I said, "I really want to get to know that guy." For me, he's like the Steve Jobs of Russia. So I went down. I had Guy come to a VIP event after the presentation, and I introduced him to David. And he is David's, David loves Guy Kawasaki, so he had Guy Kawasaki autograph a book for him. So that's how it started, and that's where the relationship started.
All right. What about Skolkovo? What's your attitude to that project? Are Skolkovo students any different from American students?
Well, I mean, I co-founded Skolkovo Startup Academy with Lawrence Wright. So I believe the students in Russia are very passionate. The one thing that we've taught them is to go global, because they're brilliant in terms of artificial intelligence, all kinds of AI technology. They're incredible, the best in the world. But what we need to do is create mixed teams. And so my thing is, it's not about one person, it's about a group of people. It's about building incredible teams that can change the world.
How can you tell from the very beginning the startups that are really worth trying to promote? How do you get false, bad startups like Jussier or Tyrannos, which were never worth trying?
Well, I mean, the situation is, sometimes there's a blip. Elizabeth Holm is a great salesperson, right? She's incredible. So what she did, I don't know if many people have been able to pull off what she's done, but look at it. What is a startup about? It's about a great team. It's about incredible technology. It's about people that are passionate and want to make a difference on the planet. That's the kind of things that I look for. I want a great team, people that are open and want to learn, want to understand. Those are the kind of teams that I look for.
Gary, why AI? There are many other interesting technologies that you can work with startups. Let's take biotech, drones. Why AI?
Well, that's a great question, but you think about our lives. AI is coming broadly across all segments of our lives. So whether self-driving cars or biotech or cybersecurity, it's coming, and it's coming very, very quickly. Our lives are going to be markedly improved with artificial intelligence. Our job is to be able to help humanity, to be able to make a little difference. And AI takes all these different data streams and helps us make sense of them.
In your company, Yva, is this real AI or is this something more simple than AI?
No, this is, so we're using semi-supervised and unsupervised artificial intelligence. In fact, we have 14 patents either filed or registered in artificial intelligence. And having a partner like David Yang, one of the gurus, Steve Jobs, the UO Russia, is a great thing because with his PhD from MIT and an incredible team, we've been able to develop something just extraordinary.
We asked David Yang about how Yva works. You can see it in that program, but in your opinion, how does Yva work? What does it do?
So in the net is what Yva does today is allows companies to run more efficiently, more productive, and to be able to help employees get better. For instance, we can predict with 86% accuracy if somebody's going to leave a company up to a year in advance. And today it's really hard to find great employees. What we want to do is we want to be able to help keep employees in a company. We don't want to lose them. It costs too much to replace them. So have an incredible technology that allows you to identify that person and to help encourage them to stay. So maybe it's they're having problems with a manager, all kinds of different reasons. But the thing is, what you want to do is help nurture that employee along in the company.
Isn't it enough to just give them insurance and good salaries? You need something else?
Well, but that's what the competition does, right? I mean, it helps to give stock options and insurance, et cetera. But, a lot of times the reason people leave companies is because what happens is they have problems with their managers or coworkers. Our job, life today, we have a lot of challenges. What we want to do is make the work environment better for that person. And Yva can help.
Does Yva read emails, letters? They looks at how they work extra hours, or if they are rude to each other, or if they. What does it do? What does Yva do?
Yeah, so Yva goes down through your corporate email, right? Not private, corporate email, and it looks for the sentiments. It understands relationships, and what it does is it said, how are you feeling compared to before, right? And there's all kinds of different things in terms of when you go, how much productivity you have in your office, et cetera. A lot of different variables, but essentially it's understanding how you were compared to before and how you are compared to the rest of the group. And it's trying to give, listen, we don't have all the answers. We're just trying to give you indications of what might happen, right? So that you can take corrective action.
But the company is compared according to a benchmark with some kind of leaders, with the Big Four or with other companies in the industry. If this company is individual.
Sure. Yeah, we're using it's all about training sets, right? So we're using very large training sets. So we trained it. And it's always learning all the time. It's not like it's that Yva's done learning. Yva's learning all the time.
How long does it take to train Yva to start working?
That's kind of like a question for you and I, right? How much do we learn, right? In terms of, so it always learning, but in terms of getting set up, it takes, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes less, sometimes 2 weeks. It starts working right away in the company. But the more that it learns, the more accurate it becomes, right? So it's, I say she's learning all the time. I just like calling her she, not it. So she's learning all the time.
How long does it take to implement, to fully roll out, so to say?
It could take as little as 2 hours. It doesn't take long. It's not long. The thing is, look at it today. You've got all these systems, these SAP, the Oracle. It sometimes takes years. The thing is, you need the information today, and having the capability to put Yva in-house in a very short period of time, that's one of the beauties of the technology.
All right, if AI can predict the intentions of your company's employees, how soon will AI be able to run your business?
Well, it's happening today, right? It's called robotic process automation. What it is to have companies, today, right, we have so much information come at us as a company, as individuals. We really can't address all that information. I'll give you a scenario. Each person that's in this room has 300,000 items in their personal cloud. The entire World Wide Web in 1996 was 257,000 websites. So that means every person has more than the entire web in 1996. And the incredible thing is that number doubles every year. In 5 years, you'll have 10 million items. How in the world, as an individual, how in the world, as a company, are you able to address all that information? We need assistance. We need help. We need AI to be able to help us understand what's coming at us all the time. I mean, think about it yourself. How many times do you say, I know the file exists, but I can't find it because you've ever lost it or you don't remember the keywords in your own email? How many email addresses do you have personally? I mean, this is a problem that we experience every day. So our AI is here to be able to solve those types of problems.
All right. This leads us to another set of questions, like the ability to use the entire information that exists in the company, around the company, and the ability to monetize this information. Let's say there is a company. Is there a company among your startups that you are aware of that even now can efficiently monetize this information?
Information from the email, or information from where? From what source?
As far as I understand, raw information, dark data in the company, it can be stored in the sales data, in the emails, everywhere, around the company, in some media publications.
Sure. So there's multiple repositories of information, right? I don't know of anybody today, and that's a good idea, to be able to take that information and to do something interesting with it. The challenge you have is there's privacy and security within companies, and a lot of times they don't want to share that information with anybody else because of competition. But of course, there's diamonds within that information. Our side, Yva is put into the customer's site, so we don't have access to that information. It becomes part of that corporation. It's not us. It's not in a software as a service. It's not in the cloud. It's inside that company. So, and that's another issue with privacy and security. As these systems get smarter and smarter, people, that'll become a big concern. So they need to be addressed head on, those kind of issues. Because if a company wants to raise money, they got to understand what the ramifications of privacy and security are for them.